Okay, ready?
Hi.
3, 2, 1. How are you doing?
Oh, time is of the essence, but I'm managing it all with a smile. How are you doing?
Still too early to tell. I'm your host, Crystal.
And I'm Kathleen.
And we're doing just fine. Hi, everyone. So we have a special guest today. Andrew!
Hello.
If you guys don't know who Andrew is our producer / tech / third host. Yeah, very important role.
Yeah.
I never thought of myself as a third host. But
I mean,
that's
technically, I would consider you our third host because you react to a lot of things that we say.
But
So
what else am I gonna do behind the camera there?
no, it's fine. We like it.
Third host and main audience.
Yeah,
Okay.
our only audience,
Our
really.
only audience, typically.
Yeah.
All right. So, Andrew, thanks for coming on to Doing Just Fine. And we love to see if you're really doing just fine. So, let's have everybody learn a little bit more about you. Tell us what you're doing, where you are, where you were. I don't know. Just give it to us.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Or
Give us a long elevator pitch.
a long elevated pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wear a lot of hats nowadays.
We love hats.
We don't see a hat on your head right now.
Sorry. I prefer shoes, but okay.
So personality wise, I am an INFP.
Oh. So we are all basically the same person in this room.
Aren't you an E?
I'm an E. But we're both J's.
I'm INFJ.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's
okay.
Oh, I'm an
ENFJ.
Yeah.
I used to relate to I think it was INFJ, but then I went from J to P.
You're less judgy now.
I'm
Good
less
for you.
judgy.
You evolved.
Yes.
Still here.
He's like, let me look at all of my personalities. I actually have them in my notes.
What's your enneagram? What's your
what's your
star
enneagram?
sign?
Enneagram would be loyalist. I think is that 6
6?
or 5? 6?
Are you 6?
6, yeah.
Same.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh, I took it recently, but yeah, I'm also
Oh.
6.
I consider there was a time where I was just looking through all of them and I'm like, oh, this fits me so much more than the others. Fiercely loyal.
Yeah, you are.
Work. We love that.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty.
Alright.
Loyalty.
Yeah, I think that's.
Is that it?
Oh, sign would be Cancer. I don't know if that means anything.
You're a water sign.
Water sign.
You're also a water sign.
I'm also a water sign. Andrew.
Wow.
The same person at this point.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally the same person.
It's as if we're like all friends.
Wow.
Yeah. I love
Wow.
that.
Okay, but listen, guys, we're friends. We've been friends with Andrew for a while, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
We weren't always friends. He kind of just came into our life.
It's like those guests that come on shows, but the audience loved them so much and there was a demand for them, so they ended up becoming part of the cast.
That's you.
That's you.
I just came through the door. And
Yeah.
then
Exactly.
Yeah, and you just you became like a recurring character into like a main character.
I love that. That is Andrew's development with us.
And look at where we are now. We're doing
Yeah.
just fine as friends and as a friend group here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Andrew is sponsoring all of this.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Would you
this
like to-
episode and a lot of episodes before this are sponsored by my company, Starlight Photo Company. So check us out on Instagram at Starlight Photo Co.
Yeah.
We do photo booths and I guess we do podcast producing too.
Yeah.
Reach out, reach out.
Oh, is that something that you thought you were going to take part of, or?
The photo booth thing is a recent. Well, actually, it's not recent because I've been looking through old photos, and we've been doing like photo booth setups since like 2014 ish.
Yeah.
Or with
Yeah.
like youth church events and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember having to think about and building those like DIY, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's crazy. It's been so long.
Yeah. And then
Girl.
as I bought more and more equipment, I was like, I gotta make money off of this.
Yeah.
That's true. And here you
So
are.
this is why it is a business now.
I love it.
Love
Love
it.
it.
He also has really good printers. So he doesn't just do like digital stuff. I feel like nowadays, like what's really fun about photo booths that not all photo booth people offer like at base pricing is prints. And so Andrew offers prints like with the base pricing. So really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
And that's the episode.
Thanks for the ad read. All right.
Cool.
All right. So, what did you do?
Yeah, so, like, what are you
credentials
doing?
and stuff. What I'm
yeah.
doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right. So nowadays, I'm currently a software developer for a company called LabCorp. They do like a bunch of medical stuff, and I write test code for them.
Ooh. What is that?
What's that mean?
What does that mean?
That means like software devs will write like features for like products and stuff, and then I'm responsible for writing code to test the boundaries of their code.
Oh,
like,
yeah. That's
if they are programming like a thermometer, I guess, I make sure that if a temperature reaches like a certain amount, then I make sure it can read on the software side of things.
Oh, it's giving.
cool.
Remember when the computers back in like when the 2000 was gonna hit, and then like everyone thought the world was gonna end because the computers only go to 1999. Yeah, to 2000. So like that's essentially what you're testing.
So that's like an edge case that I have to like look out for, and I write code to test things against that.
That's cool. All right, how fun.
Cool.
But that's not like like I said, I wear many hats. That's what I'm currently doing. But it's not like what I want to do.
Okay.
Can you
So-
expand?
Tell us about
Sure.
that.
So like last year, it was last year.
Just this time last year?
2024.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Well, it was like May last year.
Ooh.
Okay.
I used to work at a company that provides cybersecurity services. I was a analyst for that company, and unfortunately, that company had to lay off a lot of their employees, and I was one of those layoffs. And so I am trying to find my footing right now to get back into that field. But it's pretty tough. I've been interviewing, applying, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I hate interviews.
It's not exactly working out for a full-time position.
Interesting.
So I currently have this software dev job as a part-time, just to get myself
Not
through
rusty.
life.
Yeah.
Basically.
Not resting. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep the wheels going still.
That's true.
Okay.
What else do I do?
I feel like you do so much.
Yeah, introduce your other hats.
My other hats.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have an RCFE administrator's license. So that's residential care for the elderly.
Here we are, like just nodding, like,
this sounds important. Oh, there are a lot of hats in your
There are a lot,
in your
yeah.
backpack.
Because my mom wanted to open a home care business thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm doing like the paperwork for that. So I have that license.
Nice.
I also have my CCNA license, which is like for networking and IT stuff, Cisco
Whoa.
devices. So I know how to program routers and switches and whatnot.
That's
And-
impressive.
And before the pandemic, I was also basically a front of house engineer, doing like audio video stuff for Anime Expo.
Oh my gosh! Oh, the best hat.
Oh,
That was a
my
fun hat.
heart.
That was a very fun hat.
That's
And I can still wear
yeah.
that hat, but they outsourced their AV stuff now.
Oh, interesting.
That's sad.
Wow.
Wow.
Andrew, you do so much.
I
You're
know.
like a handyman, but for tech.
Yeah. Your lore is
Yeah.
crazy.
Because before all this,
You want to guess what I did before all this?
Oh yeah.
what exactly did you do before all this, Andrew?
Were you into like agriculture?
The most random.
The most
Or
random.
agriculture.
Or like kinesiology?
Huh. I wonder what all our parents want us to be growing up.
That's
Either
thought
doctors
provoking.
or what's the other one? Nursing.
Nursing. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Can you just tell us a little bit about your nursing lore?
Yeah, I can try. It's been a while. It's been more than a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, it's been more than a decade.
So right after high school, I had to figure out where I wanted to go to college and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my parents are like, as all parents are like, you should go into nursing because we're nurses and we know what nursing is, what's up. So, yeah, you should go to school for nursing. And so I went to La Sierra pre-nursing. And then it was kind of around there where I actually experienced doing coding for the first time because I took a random class, CS 101.
Oh, random class.
Yeah, because
For like your GE?
something. Oh, I'm trying to remember what happened. Okay. Oh, this is what happened. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I took the AP exams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for English,
Smart guy.
and so that would have let me skip 3 courses of English at La Sierra.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
that's
But
really
my
good.
advisor didn't know how to do that, or I didn't know that. Like she was like, "You still have to take these classes anyways."
Oh, that
And
no.
so I
sucks.
ended up taking 3 quarters of English, which forced me to stay an extra quarter at La Sierra.
Oh.
So
What
with
the-
that extra quarter,
Uh-huh.
since I only had to take like an extra English class,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not full time. I gotta be full time in
Yeah.
order to stay and like
Gotta get that
the
financial
loans
aid.
and,
Yeah.
financial aid and whatnot. And so I was like looking through all the courses, and I'm like, none of these would apply to my nursing degree. So I'll just take a fun class, and the fun class was Computer Science 101.
Okay, okay.
And in that class, I learned,
Mm-hmm.
or we coded a, what's that? Flappy Bird clone, basically. Yeah.
Wait, that is so cool.
Oh my gosh, Flappy Bird. I like that. My head, my brain.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I just want to like start tapping.
I'm like,
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our first quarter project. And I was
That's
like,
crazy.
Cool.
fun.
okay. Was that like in groups or you actually just did that like
in
on
group-
your
in
own?
groups, in groups.
Ah.
Oh, actually, well, yeah, 3-person groups.
Yeah. Wow.
Did you pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I aced that class.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you mind telling us if you ace like A and P?
Did I?
See, it doesn't
Not
matter.
memorable. It didn't
Yes,
matter.
it didn't
I
matter.
want to say I did too,
Mm-hmm.
because I was going into, I was applying for Loma Linda University, and I got in like as soon as I applied. So I
Oh, that's really
assumed that
good.
means I had good grades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter to you because you don't even remember.
Yeah.
right now.
That's true. I don't remember now. 'Cause
Exactly.
I never applied any of my nursing stuff.
Exactly. But you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I aced my computer science class.
Mhm.
Of
Yeah.
course I did. That was great.
That was
All right. Okay. So let's continue on with the story. What else? Like
All right.
how did you go from nursing to this? Because you just took the one class.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know?
That
Okay, so
literally
I did get
changed.
into Loma University nursing,
Uh-huh.
School of Nursing. Like I passed I think it was the TEAS test.
Mm-hmm.
I don't-
We don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Sorry.
Tabitha and I are not.
No, do we talk like we
I guess
that
not.
we know what that is?
But, you know, I'm sure most
I'm
of
sure
the people listening.
I'm sure you fellow nursing students and nurses will know what these are.
Yeah. We're sorry that we don't know.
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
sorry.
Our audacity.
So I took the TEAS test. I got in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I even have like my little name tag and uniform and stuff.
cute.
Wow. So you were prepped to
So I
go
was-
to nursing.
Yeah, I was in it.
Oh,
which
okay.
is-
So you were in nursing
I did
school
get
at
into
this
the
point.
program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 2 quarters of nursing, and I was just going through it, you know.
Yeah.
And they say in nursing school that 3rd quarter is the hardest, and that's because you have to do clinicals in the hospital, and then you also the 2 classes that are like super hard were pharmacology and pathophys.
I do know about that. I
Yeah.
always hear my friends talking about that.
So this is where my journey started because
Ooh.
during that 3rd quarter I did not pass my clinicals,
Mm-hmm.
partially because of like being late to some of them, and then not doing the what do you have to do? I'm trying to remember what you have to do. You have to write out these like reports and stuff.
Oh, like
Oh.
charting. No.
Charting, yes,
Yeah,
kind of like
charting.
charting.
Okay.
But
But as a student.
I didn't do it well enough.
Oh, I see.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
So I failed that, and I also failed pharmacology.
Pharmacology is hard, according to literally everyone. So justified.
Yeah, I think it was during that time I was like super stressed out with like
Mhm.
everything, and I just wanted to stay home and just rot, basically.
That's depression, Andrew.
I know. I went to therapy for it.
Good, as you should. As
We
you
love
should. As you
therapy.
should. Yeah.
We love it here.
Yeah, so it was at that point I had to like make a choice, or I had to like figure out what I'm gonna do, because I realized like, man, if nursing is kind of like depressing me, then
just
I gotta,
starting.
and I'm just starting it. I can't imagine where I'd be even just like graduating nursing, let alone like
Yeah.
starting work as a nurse. And so during that time, I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And I remember during that time, I played a lot of like video games, like MMOs and stuff. So that wasn't helping either.
Selalu game.
I know, selalu
Okay.
game.
Translation. Always the games.
But it's like, it was games that like kind of got me thinking about potentially getting into tech, whether
Oh.
it's IT or CS or whatever. Oh, this was also a bad time too. With my, do I want to share this?
It's up to you.
I think it's fine. It's been a decade.
It's up to you.
It's fine. It's been a
We can
decade.
always.
So okay, we'll cut it if it's like
If you feel like
actually-
it's
if it's
Yeah.
actually a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So during that time, there was like a housing bubble crisis thing.
Oh.
So what had happened was my dad paid for a house in Beaumont, and I was traveling from Beaumont to La Sierra or to here.
Dang, that's far.
But then because of the housing crash, it was like, oh, our $550,000 house is only worth $300 now, and we gotta refinance, or we can't
Yeah.
refinance
Yeah.
because you just can't.
Yeah.
So what my dad had to do was declare bankruptcy,
Mm.
and so declaring bankruptcy puts you in the hole for like 7 years.
Dang. Yeah.
And so he declared bankruptcy. We sold that house, or we got rid of that house and moved here to Loma Linda. And that's where I was like living when all of this was going down.
So across the street from me
Yes.
that time.
That time.
Andrew was my neighbor, if anyone didn't know that, for just like a couple years.
Oh, right. You literally was across the street.
Yeah.
Oh my
You guys
gosh, I
would park
forgot.
at my house to get to
Yeah. I remember when you first moved there, Catlin was like, oh my gosh, it's like having Phineas and Ferb and Candace across the street. Your brother's being Phineas and Ferb and you're Candace.
Oh my gosh.
Because that was when like Phineas and Ferb was like, it just started. Like, I think
Oh,
it
yeah,
ended
yeah.
season 1.
Oh my gosh. The only thing I remember from that house was your boat.
Oh, the
we had a
boat,
Well,
yeah.
You had a
it
boat.
wasn't my boat. It was
Oh.
my friend's dad's boat.
yeah, yeah.
Still your boat.
Still,
But
that's
they
all I
stored it at our
remember.
house because we had the space for it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow, blast from the
Oh,
past.
I brought this up because part of the stress was financial stress.
Yeah.
Like, even though I was getting financial aid, it was an awkward time because when I first applied for financial aid, my parents had a lot of money to like handle loans and whatnot, or like
They had enough.
they had a lot, and so I didn't get a lot of financial aid.
I see.
yeah.
That's hard,
So when I entered nursing school, then it was like a consistent $3K per quarter or something like that. Wow. And that was a really hard number to reach because I also had to work part-time. And my part-time work was in Pomona as a
what is it? Psych tech, basically, essentially. I was watching like psychiatric patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So
Your lore is crazy.
That wasn't enough to like pay for school directly.
Yeah.
But like even with all of so I was like under a lot of like financial stress too.
Firstborns. So
and
sorry.
my brothers were going to Loma Linda
going to an
Academy.
expensive private school.
Yeah.
I guess
It's always the private schools.
Selalu private
Selalu
school.
private school.
Always private school.
Anyways,
Wow.
Yeah. So when I failed those classes, it was really hard to like figure out how what am I gonna do? Am I gonna reapply to another nursing school, nursing program? And that was like one that I considered. Because like that was one of the first options available. So I was like, I'll go with the flow and see if I can get into a different nursing program.
Yeah.
So I tried to apply for PUC.
Oh.
And yeah, so we drove up, talked to advisors and people there, and then drove back down. And on the way down, I was like, this is a lot. Maybe I should explore another route. And so I told my parents, I'm going to attend Valley College for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to just see if I can get more generals, more classes in. And so it was during my time at Valley College that I was like, that I took more proper CS courses. I took like calculus and I took all the intro to the computer science program sort of classes.
Yeah.
And from there, I just kept going. I transferred from there to Cal State San Bernardino, and then I graduated there.
The Yodies.
Yeah, and that's kind of like how I got started in that field.
Wow.
So when you went, so you said you were like taking classes at Valley, like you were obviously already like, okay, I'm going to try to take these generals for like computer science or
Yes.
But was that like verbalized to did you know that yourself, or were you kind of just like, I'm gonna
just take
I
it?
gotta do something. I can't stay home.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
Did anyone else know that was kind of the route you were kind of trying to take, or like you kind of were just going with it?
I kind of was just going with it. It was a silent agreement.
Yeah. Because,
as long as I'm going to school, then I could still get like aid and yeah.
Did you ever have a conversation with your parents about what you were going to do? and like, or like it was just like just going to school. Like,
Guys,
how,
I'll be back
Honestly,
later.
it was a lot of I'm just going to school. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of like because I didn't even know if I was gonna actually stay with, or if I was gonna go to school for computer science, or if I was just gonna do like an IT degree or something. And I didn't know anything about the field anyway, so I was still exploring there at school.
I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of us grew up not knowing anything outside of medical, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because that was like the only thing that was fed. So like totally get it. If you were the only one that liked computer science.
I literally remember, okay, so at the time we weren't really friends like that, you know, like I just knew you, that was it. But I do remember there was like this one time we were at church and I was with my mom, and like this is kind of like when you stopped going to Loma Linda. Like I didn't really know, and like to be honest, I didn't really care.
Also, you shouldn't care. You're in what, high school?
I was
or middle school?
maybe even middle school. Like
No, we were in high.
Were
Or
we in
like
high
early,
school?
super early high school.
Yeah, we were just like, you know, like I didn't care, and I was like, whatever. My mom was talking to you because you were just like in the area. I don't even know if you remember this, but so it was like me and my mom, you came up, and then your mom was also kind of like right there in the vicinity. And so my mom's like, oh my gosh, Andrew, like, so what happened? Like, what are you gonna do now? You know? And you kind of like at this point had told her like, yeah, I'm just like taking classes, and I think I'm gonna do like computer science or something in tech or whatever. Like you said something within those lines, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, cool. I didn't think much of it. You walked away, and your mom goes, oh, thank you for asking that. I didn't know what he was gonna do. I didn't know his plans.
It's funny because I remember you telling me that. Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
It's funny because, like, for some reason, like, the community had a reaction to you not going back to nursing. Because at least for me, my mom said, I didn't know about it. My mom's the one that told me. And I was like, she said, did you hear about Andrew? I said, no. She's like, oh my God, yeah, he's not going to nursing anymore. And I said, oh, okay. I didn't know how to react because, again, we were in high school. Like, what do I know? I'm just playing whatever. And then she was like, yeah, he's so brave. And I said, oh, yeah, I guess he is. I don't like, how do you gauge this reaction? And then she basically just told me, like, I don't need to go to nursing if I don't need to or if I don't want to. So, Andrew, you paved the way for us.
Look at you.
Yeah, whether you knew it or not,
Yeah.
you did.
You're the OG.
Hey, that's
You are
awesome.
OG.
Yeah, that's wild.
I actually didn't know the community cared that much about my plan.
Honestly, I didn't think either because how were we supposed to react? Again, we both were like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's always like within our community, there's the expectation of like, wait, you're not doing nursing. What are you going to do then? You know? But then I
Yeah.
guess there is like, there's always other people who's like, oh, cool, you're not doing nursing.
Yeah.
You're like figuring whatever you're going to do.
Yeah,
you know,
I was
you're
still working it out
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna actually do computer science until
Mm-hmm.
I got into Cal State.
I love that.
Yeah.
You
That's
just,
a journey.
your lore is crazy, Andrew.
And not you making a whole like Flappy Bird dupe code and be like, I'm gonna go into nursing school. Like that is not easy. At least like we are just laymen. Like we don't know. So like that's not easy. What a journey you've had.
Gosh, that is such a flip, huh?
It is.
And you know, like I do want to say, like, how crazy. I would be so pissed if I had to take a whole 3 extra classes because my advisor, my academic advisor, did not know how to like apply my AP credits.
Yeah, then
But when you think about it, like
blessing in disguise.
yeah, like if she didn't mess up, you wouldn't have needed to take an extra course, right? And then you wouldn't have made your Flappy Bird
Flappy Bird dupe.
And then like you would have gone to nursing school, and like what if you went through the same thing, you know? And it's like, yeah, I actually don't like nursing.
Yeah, all these what do you call them? All these lows make way for some pretty good highs.
Just like Home Goods has said, when a door closes, another opens. TJ Maxx, you know where to hit up.
There you go. Sponsor
One of
us.
these days we're gonna get
Thanks.
sponsored. My gosh.
Thank you, Starlight.
Shout out Starlight Photo Co.
My gosh.
You mentioned that you didn't like formally speak to your parents about changing your major, correct?
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So was that like an intentional choice? Like, did that in that moment make you realize like I'm an adult and like I don't need to like talk to my parents about this. I'm just gonna do it. Or were you just kind of like a little bit shy?
No, that was anxiety and
Oh.
worry about getting disowned or whatever.
Oh, I see. So you were just like waiting.
I'm waiting
it
till
out.
my path is clear, and then I was gonna tell
Oh.
them.
Yeah,
But I was still figuring it out all the way till I transferred.
Okay, so you were
So
telling.
officially, when I transferred, is when I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, I am doing computer science. This is what I'm gonna. This is my
Oh.
remaining 2-year plan." And then I will apply for jobs after I graduate from Cal State San Bernardino.
Oh, so you were waiting to have a path that
Yeah.
they would understand
Yeah.
before you told them.
And that I would understand as well. 'Cause I applied there and I applied at Cal Poly.
yeah.
and Yeah.
Okay, but like you, it's so crazy. Like you were just with your parents and your parents didn't bother asking. Or they were also like, I
Well,
mean,
they were like, but they were also both working full time. So it's like,
yeah, that's hard.
I don't necessarily have to see them every day kind of thing.
Yeah. I guess it's like, it's funny, like, because we're verbalizing it, right? Like,
Yeah,
talking
kinda
about
crazy.
it's crazy.
I was like, why didn't they approach me?
But it's like, I feel like this is so typical of like any Asian household. I mean, like, especially unless your parents were very like, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a nurse no matter what, and I will disown you because you're
Yeah.
not, which obviously they're not, thank goodness. But it's like, I guess like, I feel like that would happen. Like things happen and then your parents just won't address anything. They'll just be like, all right, well.
Did you eat today? It's
Exactly.
always
These-
the
these are
same
the-
thing.
These are the questions that came up during that
Yeah.
That's their way of like trying to show you that they care still, but like they also don't, I don't know, like
They don't like pry.
whether that's good or bad.
Yeah, I think it can definitely go both ways. But I mean, like, your brain must have been through some shit.
Good thing you went to therapy, Andrew. Good
I
thing.
know.
That saved you.
For
I think it did.
real.
I learned how to do positive self-talk through
Good.
that.
Good.
And
Oh
that
my
helps
God.
a lot.
That helps. And I think
That helps me
like
to this day.
Oh,
good.
that's
I feel like especially in our community, I know like literally when I say community, like our entire community, but especially like with men in our community, it's like thinking about going to therapy or even like having the thoughts of like, oh, like maybe I should see somebody because I'm stressed out or I don't know how to manage this. Like that's just not a thought that occurs.
Yeah, therapy stigmatized still.
Yeah.
For men.
For men,
For
right. I feel like we are a lot more open to it. And there's like people that we know who advocate for like mental health. So, I mean, I think it's cool that like even back then you saw that as valuable and went.
Yeah.
Then
I mean, it was part of the Loma Linda University program. Like, they're like, hey, you get 10 free sessions. So I was like, oh, I'm super stressed out. I will take advantage of this.
Yes. Okay. Well, here, everybody that's listening, if you go to Loma Linda University as a student,
I hope they still have that program.
They still do.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because my friend went to school for clinical lab science
Oh,
for
CLS.
CLS, and he also got 10 free sessions.
Nice.
And apparently you can also they have students that are in like I was gonna say therapy school, psychology, and they need to build their clientele. So you can recommend like outsource clientele, and then you can go there for like a discounted price too. So it's like a continued program but extended now.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, use
Good to know.
that. That's, you know, if you're in school and if you're at Loma Linda, or if you're just in school and at work and you have these resources, like use it.
Take
Why not?
advantage of them.
Yeah, know your resources because there's a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot, and we don't even know.
Yeah, they don't tell you about this. But good job for you utilizing that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's really good. So you had a lot of you just had a lot
Yeah.
earlier on, especially. But you know, like maybe that's good because it was early on that you don't have to stress as much now. I mean, although life is still stressful regardless, I know. But it's like, you know, you kind of went through the whole like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna make a change in my life and you know, break a cycle of like I have to go become a nurse or whatever. I guess like now that you're here, right? And like that's passed, and like you've obviously worked a lot in computer science, IT, and I'm so sorry if I'm getting these wrong, but I just don't know like proper terms. Don't hate me. But I guess like now it's like when you're reflecting back on your whole story, which I don't, you know, if you've thought about this, like what have you learned about success in your journey, and how did everything you go through like shape the way that you are now?
So I guess I can talk about like what success means to me now, I guess, versus before.
Yeah.
All right, so well, I think it's kind of the same. Let me see. let me see my notes here. Oh, that's right. Okay. Something that I've kind of figured out over the years is what it means to have a calling, or in other cultures they might call it a duty, or a duty. So I find that if I am following that duty, or if I'm following that calling, then I find myself in a like happier state, which is kind of like what I see success as. The duty that I find myself in is that as long as I am finding a way to contribute to the world and a way to self-sustain myself, then I am following the path of success for myself.
That's a good one.
And also, I find that it's helpful to be to recognize success in yourself, not only yourself, but also in your community. So one thing that I have been trying to find in my community is because okay, so my thought process behind this is because the community that you're a part of shapes your identity and what you are, who you are, right? So if you have a community that is successful, then that means it kind of translates into your own success as well. So so what I want for my community in terms of success is that I want my community to be a safe place for us to kind of like talk whatever, whether it's like politics or spiritual or like the issues that we all like kind of share and have. Like we need a space for that, because you can't just because you got to grow up with people, you got to interact with people. You can't just handle all of these things by yourself,
unfortunately.
So community is really important, and I find and a successful community to me is one that allows for a safe place to talk and discuss about these things. And so if my community is successful in that way, and I find success in the things that I'm doing, then that is what leads to a good life.
Oh, that is
like a happiness sort of.
that is profound.
That is-
Sorry, I was really rambly, but
No, that was good.
You thought this through.
You really did.
That's really good. And here we're just saying like, I just want to be happy.
I like.
But like, what does that mean?
Yeah. That was. Yeah, I don't know what else. How do you follow up with that? That was such a good
It's like,
answer.
okay, and there you have it.
Oh, thanks for watching.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's great. And do you think you're on the path to that now, or is it something that you're still kind of seeking?
I think I am on that path. I am building ways to do success on both ends. So career-wise, I have that stuff that we just talked about. And then community-wise, I am trying to build that through my roles in the community. So I'm an elder for one of our churches here. And so that gives me a huge voice in the direction that a church community is leading. And then I'm also involved in a lot of youth groups and ministries here too. So that involves the wider community as well.
Wow. You
Look at
are
you.
a key piece into community change. That's impressive.
I like that. That is a well-rounded man.
Yeah. In a flat world. Ah! We can cut that. Oh, sorry.
Let us know if you ever want to hear our conversations about if the earth is flat.
Oh, yeah. We can get into that.
Or
The flat Earth. Look into it.
look into it.
It's not
See
even.
what you think.
It's not even really that flat, but okay.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Andrew. I feel like that was a lot. That was just a lot, you know? And I think it's cool because like, yeah, right now, I want to say like a lot of people in our community are like super inspired by those who are doing something else, you know, whether it's fueled by their actual career or just like, I want to do something completely different, start my own business, or like, I want to become this instead of that, right? You know, you really, whether you know it or not, you started that. I mean, you didn't start it. Of course, people have been doing it before. But for us, for me, for
You're
us,
like the first wave for us.
For us.
Yeah.
Because then there was you, Jover, and Eldon.
Yeah.
And that was the first wave.
Yeah, that was the first wave. And then look now, not everyone, but like a good number of people in our community now are actually taking action to doing things that aren't traditional.
Yeah.
That goes against expectation.
Yeah. And I think like for everyone that's listening too, you know, like if you're ever in a place where you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, just try something else.
A lot of people still think that they need to fully commit to one thing at like 18 or 19, where it's like you can still like, I don't know, you could still try other things without committing. Like there's like you go to a store and you try on clothes and sometimes you don't buy it. It's like the same thing. You don't need to commit it just because you think like, oh, that's going to look good on me. Like, no, you can just try on different hats. I see. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Even at my age, you can still continue to wear different hats.
That's true.
That's true. That's a good point. All right. So what else are you doing for fun, Andrew? Like, is this all you are? Because that's a lot. But I mean, like, but what else? You know, like, what else?
What else? Okay, so I talked about like a little bit about my gaming addiction too, right? So one thing that kind of led me down the path of tech is that addiction to gaming and figuring stuff out. Because during those days, I didn't have that much money, so I couldn't buy new games. So we had to find ways to get games and play games on our computers. So the process of figuring that stuff out leads to really fun projects that are related to the field that I'm in.
I see.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a really nice way of
That's a nice way of phrasing piracy, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that was like involved in that because like with iPhones, there was a thing called jailbreaking. I don't even know if that's a
Oh
thing
my
now.
gosh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, having to figure that out. So there was that, and then with Android phones, it's called rooting.
Oh, it's
Oh.
different names for different
It's not the
devices.
same.
Yeah, they call it rooting because you have to
Root it out from the system, like the root system.
you gain access to the root by doing that
I just call
because
everything
usually they
jailbreak.
because it's usually like 2 folders up, and then that's what you're able to see on your device. But if you can get down to root, then you can install like more stuff that would affect the system more, and that lets you do like pirated games or like customizations that you normally can't do. Like you know how like when you start up your phone it says Samsung or whatever. Like you can change that, but you can't change that from like the level that you're seeing it at. You have to be in root level in order to change those animations.
Wait, what? Can you do that to Cat's phone?
I don't know now. Like,
at the time,
how
it's
good is
fine.
the
Wait, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, like my first Android phone, that was like a big customization that I did.
Whoa,
Oh my gosh,
that's so
what the
cool.
I think that interest in like figuring this stuff out and like executing and doing it is kind of like what led me down this hole of technology and problem solving.
That's cool. That's really fun.
Okay, so going from jailbreaking to cybersecurity.
When I was going to school, they were starting to do a cybersecurity push in their students. And I was actually a part of that too. You guys might not know this, but
Something we don't know.
Sorry.
I was a coach for a cybersecurity competition.
Wait, what?
For 2 quarters.
What the heck?
I did not
Did we know this?
So
No, we didn't know this.
We didn't know this.
We're like the world's nosiest people, and we didn't even know this.
Andrew, how dare you not tell
yeah,
us?
so the
Our
so
friendship all
there's-
these years.
So there was a competition in our region called Western Regional Cyber Defense Competition. I think I'm missing a C, but it's a cyber defense competition.
Whoa.
So it was sponsored by like I remember Raytheon was one of the sponsors. But basically, it was a community college sort of thing. So like we had RCC and Valley compete, and so I coached the Valley team because I participated in it in 1 year, and then I transferred, and then while I was at Cal State, I coached the Valley team.
Oh.
Wow. That's so cool.
And yeah, so basically, well, we never got past like our regionals.
Yeah.
Like I think the highest place that I can brag about is that we got 2nd place in the category of defense 1 year.
Oh, that's really impressive.
Defense, I like.
Yeah.
But not offense.
But we're bad at offense. I'm terrible at offense.
So if you're terrible at offense, does that mean like you can't like jailbreak or you can't break into a security system of like a company? Are you bad at that?
I'm pretty bad at that.
But you're good at like the barrier.
Yes.
So you're like the
I can
shield.
set up firewalls. I can set up
That's
making
so
sure
cool.
the system is like stable.
It's funny because when you brought up the the term offense versus defense, and you said that you're not good at offense. We had two completely different ideas, because you said, like, when you say offense, okay, you mentioned, like, does that mean blah blah blah? My question was like, if you're bad at offense, does that mean you had to get a second coach who was in offense? I'm thinking football term.
Girl, here I'm thinking like Clash of Clans.
I wasn't even thinking that. Oh my God. I was thinking, like, because in sports, like in football, right? You have your defense line, you have your offense line, and you have each, like, a coach for each line. You have one for, like, QB, then you have one for, like, linebackers. So, like, when you were coaching, were you the only one coaching the whole team? Or was there, like, another one who specialized in offense?
There was another, but he also wasn't that great in offense.
Oh.
Like, my level of offense and his level of offense are equal. So it's like,
Okay. Oh, so it's
Like-
balanced.
Wow.
For better or for worse, it was balanced.
we had multiple coaches, but not, we didn't have one that was really good at offense.
Wow.
Because if you're really good at offense, you get picked up elsewhere.
Oh,
I
but your
see.
defense was good. So like in Clash of Clans, you're one of those your base is the ones that's like dragon, hog rider, and like all of these defense where it's like, oh, you can't beat me if you're like all like air defense base or whatever.
Yes,
I don't know what it's called. What is
exactly.
it called? They have like a specific term for it when you look up like Clash of
I
Clans
don't know if
bases.
I don't know the terms.
Let me look it up real quick. I don't know
But
why.
it's like when you know how like you're scanning bases, right? And you're
Yeah.
trying to pick out like ones that you can attack.
Yeah.
Like it's the bases that you skip over because of
Because
this
of how
reason.
good their defense is.
Yeah, so I trained my team to do that, so we get overlooked by the people who are doing the offense because it's a cyber defense competition, right?
Yeah.
So in that competition, we basically each team gets given like a setup. So it's usually like server, client, and then all the networking gear in between,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have like I forgot, like 2-3 hours to set up defenses. So setting up defenses involves setting up logs. So if any activity happens, you get emails or recordings of it, and then setting up your permissions. So then attacks can only happen on like certain ports. Because what's kind of crazy about these competitions is that the people who are attacking are like professionals.
What?
Oh.
To students?
Yeah, to students.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. So like
So sometimes like when a team's defenses like gets broken down, like they'll do crazy stuff to their computer, like make pop-ups and like
That's
and, like,
so
messages and
cool.
stuff.
like Wreck-It Ralph.
It'll be like they'll open up Notepad and then start typing to the students, and then the students will be like panicking and stuff. And I'm like,
Whoa! Wait,
That's fun.
do they still have these competitions?
yeah, it's so.
We should go to one. That sounds so cool.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You missed those days? Were those your glory days?
Those days were fun.
That's cool. I want to go to one now.
That seems fun. It would just be so funny. It's like ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, pop up. Like, oh.
Wait, why? Yeah, sometimes it's like, wait, why is Notepad open?
Oh.
I didn't open this.
Oh no. That's the worst. It's like,
Yeah.
dang it, our defenses were not that good.
They found a way through, and then like when
Oh.
you don't have logs to like be able to track like how they got through, then that's kind of like, oh, you're kind of screwed.
Oh,
my
I see. I
gosh.
see.
And then you got to bring your PC over or your equipment over to the front, and then they're like, all right, we have the reset disk and everything, so you start from scratch again.
Oh no, that's
So
really
the competition
sad.
involves like how long your system can stay stable
I
and
see.
online.
That's really
Wow.
that's useful. No, right? That's useful
Yeah.
for the system of the nation.
Yeah, actually.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
That's the field.
I mean, yeah. Banks especially, I'm sure.
banks. Well, okay, to be honest, I don't meet like cybersecurity people. Like I just like
Oh.
don't, until I like started going to school. But like I just don't know anything about it. So like this is like very brand new information. You don't think about like cybersecurity and like banks. Like you just don't think about it. Like the Pentagon.
You think of like physical like security, like
Yeah.
doors locked.
Yeah, that's
security
it.
Cameras,
Like I understand we live in a very like tech driven world,
connected.
but
yeah.
like for people like us that are not very in tune with it, it's kind of like, oh wait, cyber stuff is actually important.
I know. And here I am, like, so upset that I have to do like 3 verification methods to get into my freaking bank.
Oh yeah, same. I hate that. And it's like just log me in.
It's like I just want to put a password, enter, and that's it.
Like you don't trust me, it's me. I get it.
But yeah, you're
it's a balance
right.
between security and convenience.
Oh
always.
my god.
Yeah.
Every single policy is a balance between those two.
Wow.
How many people at those competitions do you think got recruited for like the CIA?
Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
direct like
gosh.
hires sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, love it.
But Daisy Johnson,
Mhm.
she is the main girl. Chloe Bennett's character, like basically she got recruited into S.H.I.E.L.D., which is also, this is like a Marvel show. But they wrote them off of like the actual MCU
Boo.
main timeline. Rude. Anyway, but basically she got into S.H.I.E.L.D. because she basically was able to like hack into the system. She was like
Yeah.
a really good hacker.
Mhm.
Crazy.
yeah. Wait, sorry, this might get cut because I really want to add on to that. Okay. So you guys, have you heard of the show Chuck?
No.
Okay, so it's with the guy that plays or voices Eugene on Tangled in Tangled the movie.
Oh,
Flynn Rider. Okay, so he plays Chuck, and in the show they kind of explain like people, like let's say like Stanford, right? Because he went to Stanford. He had a friend who supposedly died from like an accident. Then he finds out like this guy, his best friend / roommate, was actually recruited by the CIA because he was really good at tech.
Oh.
And then like once you're you graduate, then you get recruited, then it's kind of like if you're really good, like you go off the grid because they actually need your services.
Dang.
So like I didn't realize that was a true storyline
Wow.
So like it's a thing. We wouldn't know.
These stories happen. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, glad to know that you're not part of that, Andrew.
Yeah, I still have an Instagram and a Facebook and
Yeah.
everything. And my identity's still out there.
Yeah.
If your name is in fact Andrew.
If I ever disappear off the internet, you know why.
He was suddenly recruited.
The Pentagon.
My identity was scrubbed.
That
my
means
God.
if you ever do disappear, then like I guess we could be like, oh my gosh, Andrew's living his best life. He's really good at offense now.
Or he's really good at defense.
Oh, he's really good at defense.
Okay. Well, that was fun. For our last question, it's not really a question, but
Closing.
yeah, like a closing thing that we've been doing. We want you to look at the camera and kind of like give yourself advice. So like if you could go back, what advice would you give to your past self? And also like to have like a more positive outlook, like what's something, if you could send a letter to your future self, whether that's like tomorrow, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years, like, just give yourself like some positive note, hope you're here type thing.
Yeah. You get to decide
Yeah.
which one you want to do.
Or
I
just
can
do both.
Either or both.
Or
Yeah.
both.
Just do both. Yeah, one of
I'm trying to
those.
do both.
Okay,
I
yeah.
need to separate these out.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
We can start with past.
Okay, we can start with past, and then
Yeah.
I gotta think about the future because I don't know about the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna zoom into you now.
And pan.
Zoom. hello, past Andrew. I know you're struggling a lot with all these things that have come up in your life, but know that all these struggles are making you stronger for the now me. The now me is very happy that you went through these struggles because without them, then I don't think you'd be the same person. I don't think you'd have the same friend group. And I don't think you'd have the same community that surrounds you. So take comfort in knowing that it does get better.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
This is what you call how you value your friends.
yeah, community.
Community. And value your experiences and yourself, what you've gone through. You know, you got to give yourself that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's,
For your future.
a love note
For
to your
my
future self.
Oh, do you still need a minute to think about
sorry,
it?
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time. Take your
I
time.
don't know if I have a lot of points for my future.
That's okay. You could just,
You could just say, I told my past self, bro, chill. That's it.
Yeah.
So whatever you want for your future.
To my future self, I hope you're doing well. I hope you found good work that pays a lot. Yeah, bro. Keep going, bro. If you've gotten this far to the future, that means you're doing well. It means you're doing just fine.
Okay, title drop.
Snaps.
Okay. That was good.
That was good.
Wow.
All right.
Anyway, so thanks for coming, Andrew. You had a very interesting journey, which made you who you are today, which is a great person and our close friend.
Yes.
So, if anything, that hard journey, I don't know what to say.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh,
you know?
TJ Maxx.
I was going to say Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, Kelly.
Anyways. Thanks so much for joining us, Andrew. That was really insightful. And I feel like we had a fun time exploring more about like what computer science and like cybersecurity and kind of just like all of that was too. And I feel like I think this was a really cool way that you could highlight, you know, what your experience was, and share that with, you know, somebody who might be going through the same thing, or is like just looking for a sign to take a leap of something else, to do something else. So thanks so much for that.
Thanks for sharing.
We
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
being our guest.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our tech guy too, our producer, our third host, and our sponsor for this episode.
And most of our
And most
episodes.
of them.
Well, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Crystal.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're doing just fine.
See you next Friday for our next episode.